Hey there fellow travelers, Mark here with Wolters World, and today we're here in Montreal, and today I want to talk about are some of the tourist traps that tourists need to deal with when they come here to Montreal. And the thing is, this city is really amazing, from the food to the architecture. Old Montreal, I mean, it's just a beautiful place to be. But the thing is a lot of these tourist traps you might actually want to do anyway because they're still worth it, but that doesn't mean they're a tourist trap, okay? And one thing I want to talk about, and this is one thing you'll see tourist traps all over Canada, one thing you got to be aware of: anytime you try to buy maple syrup in a tourist shop, and this is in like every single blog about tourist traps in Canada, because it's true. Why pay 3 or 4 or 5 times the price for great maple syrup just because it comes in a maple leaf container? No, go to the dep, go to the local store, the grocery, pick up some maple syrup there and take it home. Or when you get back home, you can always order it on Amazon and get authentic Canadian maple syrup at home without the threat of it breaking in your baggage and ruining all your clothes. Okay, so just to be aware of that one, okay? Now, the second tourist trap I think I need to warn you about has to do with restaurants. So if you go to Old Montreal, there are so many terraces, there's so many great restaurants, there's so many wonderful food throughout the city, okay? But I gotta tell you, if you're in the old town or if you're in any kind of the more touristy areas and you see restaurants that really push that authentic food, real French cuisine kind of stuff, look, the restaurants here are so good, they don't have to hype it up. That's why you'll go to restaurants and be like, is this place really special? It looks kind of like not a dump, but it doesn't look really nice, but the food will be fantastic. If they have to oversell to you to try to get you to come in, we usually know that's kind of a tourist trappy kind of thing, and I find that the prices seem to be a little more elevated in those authentic restaurants. So just go find other restaurants that have the same type of food without hawking the Frenchiness or authenticness of it, because that can actually up the price a bit. Now, one of the places that really looks like a dive but really has fantastic food but is totally a tourist trap but totally worth going to is Schwartz Deli. Schwartz Deli is where you get the smoked meat sandwich, okay? But here's the thing, you can get the smoked meat sandwich all over town. There's no one restaurant that just has the smoked meat, or one bagel place is the best bagel place. There's great bagels everywhere, there's great, smoked meat everywhere, and Schwartz is the one that's the most famous. But here's the thing, it's totally worth going to because it's amazing. But the tourist trap of it is if you go during lunchtime, the line can be really long, and they get through the line relatively quickly, but as a tourist, if you don't have a lot of time, I would skip and go someplace else for lunch and maybe come back for an afternoon snack of a smoked meat sandwich, and it's just bread smoked like brisket. Oh, it's so good with some mustard. It's fantastic. People are super friendly too, so why not go there and do that? So it's a tourist trap that's worth doing, but you got to make sure you do it at the right time. And that same thing could go for the Fairmont Bagels or some of the other bagels places around here where you have those super long lines because they're famous, but you can get great bagels all over the city too. So something to kind of think about. But honestly, the bagels and the smoked meat are worth getting anywhere. Now, another thing I want to talk about when it comes to tourist traps, and these are all places worth going to see, okay? I got to tell you that. The Bon Secours Market, Crescent Street, and Place Jacques-Cartier are all gorgeous, all worth going to see. Beautiful place to be, seeing the shops, seeing the restaurants, all kinds of stuff. But I got to tell you, because they're so popular, because they're so pretty, a lot of the restaurants and bars there kind of hike the prices up a bit more than you feel they should be. So if you don't want to bust your budget sitting at those locations to eat, you can get great food all over the city without dealing with that. Now, another tourist trap I have for you when you come here to Montreal are the exchange houses and any place you can exchange cash, like US dollars, for Canadian dollars, because a lot of times you either get a bad exchange rate or they charge you a lot of fees. Look, if you're going to be coming here, you don't have to exchange money. Have your debit card from home. There's plenty of ATMs all over the city. You can just use your ATM from home and you're going to get a better exchange rate without all the fees and stuff. So do that instead of the exchange houses, whether you're at the airport or downtown. You see my problem with the tourist traps here in Montreal? A lot of them are worth going to see based on your situation. And speaking of situation, another kind of, not necessarily a tourist trap, but one thing I see a lot of people push and a lot of blogs and videos is going to the underground of Montreal. When I say the underground, it's basically, they're just restaurants and shops and connected tunnels and areas between some of the buildings. So when it's wintertime, you don't have to be out in the cold and the snow, which is cool. So it's not a tourist trap in the wintertime because it actually helps you be safer going around town. But in the summertime, it is kind of a tourist trap. Don't get lured into going to the underground. It's basically just going to a underground mall. So you're in the basement level going around to different places. So not really super cool to do in the summer. Now, another thing that I think is important to mention when you come here to Montreal is you can get great views of the city, one when you're flying in, of course, but also if you go to the Montreal, the park there, it actually goes up high and you can get a great view of the city for free, which means two places tend to be a bit of a tourist trap because you can get beautiful views without paying. One is if you go to the Olympic Stadium and you go to that like weird tower, you can go up and have a view from there, or you do the Ferris wheel, you know, in old Montreal for quite a bit of money if you ask me to go do it. And so it's one of those tourist trappy things that, look, I can see that view for free, or I can pay like 25 bucks for it. So something to kind of think about if you're looking at your budget when you're here. And another thing I think would go along with, you know, busting your budget for something that's quite touristy, and this is something that's in every major city around the world, and that is the horse-drawn carriages or the buggies that are here. Yes, when you go to Vieux Montreal, Old Montreal, I mean, it is gorgeous. And you can go and you can get a horse-drawn carriage to take you all around on the cobblestones and feel like you're back in time and be there with your special somebody. And if you're here with your special somebody, it's totally worth it. I'm here by myself, so it's not totally worth it. So as a tourist, just be aware of that. And then a tourist trap that I think we don't always think about is actually ride shares and taxis in Montreal if you use them aside from coming from the airport. Because the public transportation here is actually really good. I mean, there's actually a bus that'll bring you from the airport into town, no problem. But honestly, you don't really need to use the Ubers and the taxis and stuff when you're here, because one, you can walk a lot of places. Yes, it's a lot of walking, but there's so much great architecture and parks to enjoy when you're going around. It's totally fine. But the thing is, you have the metro that's here, you got the buses that are here, they go all over the city and they go late into the evening, so you really don't have to use the Ubers and taxis when you're here. So that, and one thing is, if you're a tourist that's kind of used to, oh, I got an Uber everywhere, I got a taxi everywhere, that's kind of a tourist trap that you fall into as a tourist when you don't have to do that. You can save a lot of money just taking public transportation around Montreal. Okay, so I hope you like my list of tourist traps here in Montreal. I know they're not like crazy tourist traps, and a lot of these things you want to do anyway, but I think they're important for tourists to know when they come here to enjoy this city. So if you have other tourist traps here in Montreal, please put in the comment section below to help other travelers have a better time in this beautiful city. And I'll say bye from here in Montreal.